Hello, and welcome to episode number 5. You're listening to This Mortal Life. I'm Susie Ruth. So I am sitting in my brand new, for me, house. A couple of weeks ago, my dad called me, asked me for a favor. And as a lot of you know, I live in Northern California, about 200 miles north of San Francisco. He asked me if I would come to Arizona to give him a ride to his doctor's appointments. Of course, I was very excited that he asked me. And I've always kind of wanted to be down here in Arizona. I've always wanted to be a part of my parents' life. I've wanted to have a deeper relationship with my parents as they're aging. I didn't want to just come here and take care of them. I came down to give my dad a ride to his doctor's appointment, and I had found a house that I wanted to look at for sale. The neighbors let me in. She was a real estate agent. She called the owners. They came down $10,000. And the next thing you know, I bought a house and I moved in with just my suitcase. Basically, my mom sent me with a few grocery items. But other than that, I moved into this house. It's completely furnished. For most of my life, I have been kind of like a nomad. I have gone from California to Florida to Washington, D.C., back to California, back to Washington, D.C., to Chicago, to Texas, to California, like big moves. Recently, I started doing parts work, which is internal family systems. If you don't know what internal family systems is, it's a concept of therapy where we have these different parts of us. These parts can be opposing, but they're both true. You can say, part of me wants to live in Arizona and part of me doesn't want to be committed to living in one place. The parts that wanted to be nomadic, the parts that wanted to move a lot and try new things and be adventurous have always kind of been in charge of me. And the parts that were more quiet and wanted a home and wanted to plant a garden and have flowers and have a family, those parts have been kind of shut down. And kind of like I call like that part of me that wanted to buy a home and be stable kind of came out. Like my parts talked to me in visions. And this part came out like of quicksand, kind of came out from the ground. Like I had pushed her down so much into the earth that I didn't even know she existed. And a couple months ago, she kind of appeared in my life, like a part of me that really wants to settle down, that really wants to have a space. And I bought this house and I feel there's this comfort that I haven't felt in a really long time. This part that wanted to settle down and have a home and not be traveling all the time feels really happy. The part that wanted to travel all the time, the nomadic part of me, isn't really mad. Like, I think because I bought a really small place and I kept my trailer, it's satisfying both parts. Like I know that I'll be able to leave and I know that I'll be able to travel still and I'll still have a home. So I bring up parts work because if you haven't learned parts work or done parts work, I highly encourage you to check it out. It's a way to really understand yourself and parts of yourself that create like actions that you do that maybe you don't like overeating. There's an overeating part. A part of you that wants to overeat for whatever reason. And you kind of investigate that part of yourself without identifying that as being who you are. Just there's a part of you that likes to overeat. And there's a part of me that is like ADHD part. I have this like ADHD part that I think came out and kind of took over when I was really young and really bored in school. Like things took so long. And I would get concepts of things early on in my classes when I was young, like adding, 2 plus 2 is 4. And I was like, oh yeah, I got that. And then other kids, it would take them a long time to get it. And it would make me bored. And so I was just like tune out. And I just had so much energy. I wanted to play. I wanted to run. I just wanted to like be done with class so we could go out and play. And that part has been a really big part of who I am and has kind of run my life. It's taken over my life in some ways. That part that gets bored easily and then wants to just go do something. And so recognizing that I need to play a lot and that I need to have this experience of life that is fun and I can bust out of the gates doing whatever I want, that part needs to be satisfied in me. And so when I don't want to do something, I give that part a little bit of a promise. Like, I promise you, self, I promise you that I will let you go and play if we can sit here and do this. I just wrote a thing for Substack, and I'll let you play today after we post our Substack and after we make a podcast episode. So after this, I get to go out and play, and I'm not going to work anymore, and I'm not going to read, and I'm not going to do anything that part doesn't like. I think it's really fun. I just mentioned these parts works because I'm so happy. There's this part of me that's so content, and it's only been my second day. I'm living here for my second day, day 2, and I'm just really happy. So, well, that's what I have for you today. If this is at all interesting to you, I would love to hear what parts of you want different things. Like, kind of go in and ask your parts. This is what I love to do with my clients. When I get them to talk to me from their parts, like, what does that part want? I want to be my own boss, but then there's a part of me that doesn't want to. Tell me about the part that doesn't want to. Why don't they want to? And it doesn't mean that they don't want to. It's just that part of them doesn't want to. Or tell me about the part that wants to. Why does that part want to? It doesn't mean that all of the parts want to, just that one part. And you can start kind of separating your life into these ideas that we can have different feelings all at the same time. And when we kind of go into meditation and think about our parts work, and you talk to your parts or whatever, I can find people sending those parts of themselves love and forgiveness. Like, I forgive that ADHD part of me. I forgive her because she was just doing the best that she could. And I love her. She's such a young part of me. And when I send that part love, I'm actually loving myself. And that is one of the things that I see in my clients when they love themselves through this parts work. It's invaluable. Anyway, that's what I have for you today. Mostly just wanted to tell you that I bought a house, that I'm really happy about it. Pippin is kind of happy and kind of not, because it's about 100 degrees and that the ground is really hot and he still doesn't know where he's supposed to go. So other than that, and he doesn't like the dog park much. But other than that, things are really good. And I just wanted to create a quick post because I'm still here. I'm still trying to maintain that consistency once a week promise that I've made to myself and to you. I will look forward to next week where I can maybe share a little bit more of this podcast with another person. I think I'm going to be interviewing a friend of mine that I met in the mind body coaching program. And we are planning on doing this moving with grief course that I'm super excited about. So next week, I believe I'm going to have Meg on. So I look forward to that. And thank you for listening. And I will talk to you soon.
You have disappeared. You have been released. You are flecks of light. You are mist. Somewhere spinning round the sun, circling the moon, traveling through time. You are mist.